Shamas Rugby Foundation is providing a platform for the disadvantaged youth to promote good character, education, and employability. Francis Otieno is a beneficiary at the foundation and a rugby coach who trains under 12 children in rugby.
Personally, I'm a rugby player at USIU. I used to play for Shamas Rugby Foundation before I joined USIU after getting a scholarship from Shamas. I started in Shamas when I was in 2013 when I was in Form 1, and growing gradually, I got to be given a chance to coach the kids. I'm not that professional in coaching, but then I have the little skills that one needs to coach a kid. That's why I coach under 12, not the ones that are a bit older. The person who mentored me basically was one Felix Emoria. He was my coach by then when I was in Shamas, and he coached me. So sometimes when he was coaching, I would look at him coach us, and then I got inspired with time. So I also wanted to do what I saw him do. So at one point I got that motivation to become a coach. So when I was given a chance to be one, I took it with pride.
Born and raised in Mathare, the firstborn in a family of 8 says his life was not as easy.
I was born in Mathare. I'm a firstborn in a family of 8, and my life since my childhood I've revolved in Mathare. I went to primary school in Mathare, outreach community, and after primary, I went to high school in Kisumu, then came back to Mathare. So life has not been easy. Being a firstborn, and you can imagine in a family of 8, it's not an easy journey, because like you have to show all those behind you that life is not that easy as they think. Besides my father being there, like he's not always there all the time. So when he is not there, like you take the mantle, even however young you are. Yeah, because there's so many challenges in the slum, and you can't allow your siblings to go through that route, because you actually know that it's not a good thing. So you have to train them, and you have to ensure you mold them to become the people who they are, and not people who the society thinks they are. I started playing rugby in 2013. Then went to high school. So from high school, during the breaks, I used to come back and play rugby. So I didn't know much that there can be a scholarship out of this. So when I did my Form 4 and didn't manage to go to the university directly, I went to Nairobi Technical and did a diploma in IT. After then, Shamas brought in scholarship opportunities for universities, and then lucky am I got the opportunity to study at the university I wanted. And so I went to USIU and I'm now doing my degree in information system technology, and hopefully I'll be graduating in 2023, and that's how we survive.
Francis says he carries out coaching sessions for the children once in a week.
We also have our coaching sessions on Sunday evening, from 2 to 4, and now that COVID is here, we now don't coach them, since rugby is a contact sport, so we can't coach. So my schedule is, after class, I always have classes midweek. So after class, I get to plan, mostly on Friday. I get to plan what I'll train the kids on Sunday. I began coaching them in 2018, and I started with under 9, the little ones, because in Shamas, you're taken in after when you have 9 years and above. So I began coaching the students when I had 9. The children with 9 years and below. So we used to coach them. Then I got an opportunity again to be taken to a higher rank, which is under 12. So since then, I've been just coaching under 12. Yeah.
Asked the mode of recruitment he uses, this is what he said.
Shamas Rugby Foundation takes children from vulnerable communities in slums. So 9 years and above, either a male or a female. So when you're interested, you just come in. So we don't have protocols that you need to follow. When you're 9 years and above and you have the heart to play, just come, you're taken in.
Most of the beneficiaries at the Shamas Rugby Foundation are vulnerable, hence they require more than just rugby skills.
Education becomes like a silver lining of everything, like the backbone of everything. So in as much as you value one thing, let's say if it's rugby, you value rugby more than education, then I can say life won't balance, because you need this education to balance everything. So in as much as you may not be much privileged to do well academically, you can still be accommodated, because you find that some of the kids have been with Shamas since long, but then academically they're shaky. So you know, such a kid, you have to talk to him or her before he sits for exam to see if he or she can improve the grades, or if not, he cannot be taken in for scholarship, because scholarship only accommodates kids who have done well academically. From my community, that is Mathare, most of the kids, of the youth, aren't taking life that serious, because life has become cheap. Cheap in a way that everything is gotten cheaply. So they see no need to work hard for it. And you know, for you to get something that will last, you have to work hard. Because cheap things don't last anymore. You'll have it in 2 or 3 days, it's gone. But then you see, when you work hard for something that is your own, and you toiled for it for a long time, once you get it, it becomes like your pride. So when you get these cheap things, they won't last automatically. So that these children be motivated is like, we bring in coaches who've like played this game and they know them. So once the coaches who they know come on board, number one thing, the child will be motivated to come over and over again to play rugby. Then number two, the children are given life skills, at least I think twice or thrice a year, so that the life skills helps you cope with challenges in Ghetto. Because you find that these children go through a lot. So once they find somewhere that they can seek refuge, or someone they can talk to when going through these challenges, that becomes their home.
Aside from rugby coaching, Francis is also embarking on several other projects, among them the Ghetto Mirage.
Personally, my own brand, that is Ghetto Mirage podcast, I started it 2 months ago, but then I haven't had so much funds. So whatever I do is that I go back to my pocket to like finance my camera guys, and even my co-host also goes in her pocket, and we finance them. So basically, for me, I have a small business, that is the bicycle. I have like 5 bicycles. They're kids' bicycles, so you come, they take a ride on them, they pay you, and then that's how you sustain yourself. Second project, that is Ghetto Mirage podcast. I saw, one day I was watching the Bonka na Jalas show that he hosts live. So I thought about it, and I said, in the ghetto, so many people have different stories, but then they have no platform to air them out. So I just started, why don't I start one that even if it's small, at least 1 or 2 people will get to hear of these people who do their stuff in the ghetto, and get to help them. Yeah.
There are a number of challenges he's met, but he's yet to give up.
The challenges you get, maybe from now that we take children from the not much privileged communities, you get that the children get to depend so much on Shamas, rather than now they believe Shamas covers everything. Yeah. Rather than knowing that it's just a sport, that when you do well, at least you can get a scholarship to study elsewhere, maybe high school or university. Starting, I faced financial, like there were no finances. And again, the main challenge is to getting your work to get to people out there. Because you know, when you're starting a YouTube channel and maybe an Instagram page and Facebook page, for you to get the followers, it will take a little bit of time. But then, so you have to wait to get to that point that a larger percentage of people will get to know whatever you're doing.
He also boasts of several other achievements on his lists.
Achievement so far is, I can't say I have so much achievement, because I'm starting my journey. But then I have some 1 or 2 certificates from World Rugby, the rugby ready and post-COVID return to game, just the certificates. Went to Uganda, I think that was my at least biggest one. The Kusa, not Kusa really, but it was a sevens tournament in Uganda that brought all the the universities, brought together the universities, the international universities together, yeah.
Providing the children with a stable platform in which they can become all-rounded people with a bright future is what we all should do.
People tend to forget where they come from, but I doubt if I can forget where I came from, because most of my backup plans are in Mathare, and most of my supporters are there too. So despite having an opportunity to make it, they're the people who push me to make it. So at no point will I ever forget these people, because that is where my grandparents were born, raised. My dad came in, born there, raised, and now it's me, born there and raised again. So it's a generation. Though I now want to break the generation curse to get out of that place.